Hello. Hi everyone. I'll just wait a few moments, see if some of you can join me and can hear me okay. I hope you all had a lovely week, good start to the year. I am coming to you live from Vanyanis HQ to announce that the Ebonique collection is now live. And I just had a few announcements to make about that because it's such an exciting time. I've put together a competition for you all and some giveaways and things, and I just wanted to go through all of that and let everyone know about it. So what I'm going to talk about today is the new website, because I've got a brand new website. I'm going to go through all the deets about the competition and what you have to do to enter. And then I'm also going to do a Q&A if anyone has any questions about the collection, and if I haven't answered it before in other videos, or if you're only joining me now for the first time and you want to know something about the collection, then just write a comment and I'm happy to answer any questions that you have. Hi Erica. Okay, so the collection, I should actually leave this to the end, otherwise no one will hear anything that I have to say, because you'll all be looking at your computer screens and going to the new site. But we have a brand new website up, and that is, the website address is changed. So it is now vanyanis.com. Not .net, it used to be .net, and it's been that way for years, but we're changing. If you've been following our stuff for ages and you've got bookmarks saved, or you've, linked people to things because you've loved a certain page, don't worry. On Monday we're setting up URL forwarding so that all the old links will just direct to the relevant new pages. So if you've had bookmarks saved, you won't lose them. But it's really, really exciting. I've been working on the new site for probably 4 or 5 months. I've had this lovely, amazing lady called Zoe from Visual Tonic helping me build it, and she's based in Melbourne, and she's just been an absolute dream. So if you need a new site, go and find her because she's wonderful. Anyway, the new website is live. It's so much easier to navigate than the last one. I can do all sorts of cool stuff in the future with like managing stock and running sales and all sorts of cool stuff. I can embed videos. It's basically just welcoming me to modern websites, but it's so much better. So go and check it out. It's vanyanis.com, so vanyanis.com, and you will be able to find the new collection there. So I've set up loads of informative pages and lookbooks and stuff about the new collection over there, which is pretty easy to find. In the main menu there's a women's fashion section, and then underneath that there's a ready-to-wear link, and that leads you to all our lookbooks. We've done 4 different photo shoots for this collection, and information about where it's made, how it's made, what's gone into making the collection. Basically any questions you'd have about the collection you'll find there. And then in the shop, in the new shop, you will find all the garments for sale. Now we have got, I don't know if some of you've seen, we've got pencil dresses, and at the moment we've just got some placeholder illustrations up as the product images, but we've just done a photo shoot with Morgana this week, and we picked our photos last night and she's busy editing them for us. So we'll be adding photos of the dress on a model to the site really soon. But they looked absolutely gorgeous. I mean, they barely need editing at all. They just need new backgrounds and things, but that'll be going up soon. But everything else is up. We've added our Vanyanis merch that you've all been asking for, with like the mugs and everything. So that's all on there as well. And yeah, I think it's a really great site. I've mentioned this in other videos, but just in case you haven't seen, on each product page for each garment that we have, there's a little tab underneath the pictures with a sizing chart for that garment. And if you need any help, there's also a link in that sizing information tab directing you to a sort of an extra page of instructions on how to work out what size you are. And if you're still stuck from that, just send me an email or use the contact form on the site, and let me know your measurements and I'd be more than happy to recommend a size or not. If I don't think you're going to fit the garment, then I'm not going to recommend it, because I want you to absolutely love the garments. Like, that's my end goal, is to help you build a wardrobe that you love and that you can wear again and again, and it just mixes with all the other clothes you already have. But I'm not interested in just selling my garments to anyone whether it suits them or not. I really want you to love it. So any questions at all about anything, if you're not sure if it's going to be right for you, just ask. But so far, we've been so busy this last week. If you're on our VIP list, you'll know that you've had early access to the new website and the collection. And we've been so flat out this week packing orders and things. It was just crazy how many of our VIPs put an order in. So thank you so much. It's really wonderful. And I really appreciate you helping us test the new website, giving some feedback about how things are going. You've really helped. So thank you for, I guess, taking an active interest in, I guess, this huge milestone for us. And yeah, so, oh, I've got a question. Emily wants to know when or for what occasions I would recommend the pencil dresses for. Okay, so I think, well, they're little black dresses, so they're made of a really comfortable ponte fabric, which is rayon and spandex with a little bit of nylon in it. So it's quite stretchy, but very firm, and it sort of smooths everything out. It's pretty good at hiding the bits you don't want to show and showing the bits you do want to show. So with the tops, sorry, not the tops, with the dresses, I'm getting too excited. We have the dress with they both have cap sleeves, and they've got our signature sweetheart neckline. So we've got one with the lace, the same levers lace, and then we have one with the Italian stretch mesh inserted into the dress. So depending on your height, the dresses are about knee length, and they're very curvy. They're really nipped in at the waist, like super nipped in. I don't know about you, but I've never been able to find a pencil dress that has actually gone in enough at the waist for me. It's always been too tight in the bust, loose on the waist, and then sort of fitted the hips. So these ones I've patterned to fit women who have a little bit more at the front than average sort of high street sizing, and it goes in a little, it defines the waist a little bit more than normal as well. But the fabric's stretchy, so if you're a little bit different to the measurement, the sizing chart, then it should still be okay. But sorry, I'm getting excited about how the dress is made and how it's styled. I think it's a sort of dress that, depending whether you go for the mesh or the lace, you could wear to work if you work in an office environment. Maybe the mesh with like a blazer over the top could look really nice, especially with like work shoes, and you know, it could look really, I guess, quite smart in a corporate environment. Or you could dress it up, put some red lipstick on, wear some high heels, you know, put a flower in your hair. You could turn it into like a really vintage style, sort of pin-uppy type look as well. Perfect for date nights if you're lucky enough to go on dates and things. But it's quite a versatile dress, I think. I had one of the samples a while ago, so I've been wearing them out. I've got one of the lace and one of the mesh. So depending, if I've got an appointment where I have to sort of rock up looking really ultra professional, then I'll wear one of the dresses with a blazer over the top. But if I'm going out for dinner with friends or my husband or something, then I change my shoes and put some accessories in my hair and some fancy jewelry and things like that, and sort of use it as a dressy sort of, you know, dress for going out. But it's pretty versatile. I wouldn't say it's something you'd want to wear if you just want to hang around the house. It's probably a little bit, you know, it's not I'm gonna sit on the couch and watch a movie eating ice cream type thing. The tops though, you can use the sweetheart tops to do that, because they're made of a bamboo jersey and they're super comfy, really stretchy. So even though they look really fancy, they feel like you're wearing like pajamas or something, which is, I think, the ultimate in comfort, sort of easy to wear is that it doesn't feel like you're wearing, you know, anything restrictive or anything like that. So sort of depending on which garment you pick, they can be really versatile. I hope that answers your question, Emily. Now, what else did I want to say? Okay, anyone else have any questions before I move on to competition stuff? If you have any, if you're tuning in a little bit later, then I will answer any questions you might have later, but I might want to move on to what I'm doing for the giveaways and things. Now, over the next 5 days, we're going to have daily prizes drawn. So, some of you with keen eyes might spy the tote bag in the background hanging up. So that's our luxury tote. It's made of a really lovely satin, and it's quite thick, it's really strong. And it's fused to, it's like backed to cotton, and then it's embroidered with really gorgeous gold embroidery threads. It's sort of got like a subtle sheen to it, so it's not like, not super gaudy or anything like that. It's like really, you know, delustered satin, so it's a little bit more refined. Anyway, so we've done these embroidered tote bags, and over the next 4 days we're going to be giving away 4 of those bags. So to go in the draw to win one of them, all you need to do is just place an order. So what we'll do is every day, anyone who's placed an order of the new collection, of the Ebonique collection, on the website, will go in the draw automatically. You don't have to do anything extra. All you have to do is just pop an order in. And the following day we'll draw a winner from the orders placed the day before, and then that will get included in your order, and that will be yours to keep. So that's the first part of the giveaways. And then what we're doing on day 5, we've got a bigger prize. So it's basically like the ultimate merch pack. So on day 5, we will be giving away one of the tote bags, which is behind me, and one of our mugs, which are gorgeous. They're black on the inside too, which is just like a little extra detail that I love. And also a $50 store voucher as well, so that you'll get 3 prizes. Now, to go in the draw to win that sort of ultimate prize pack, anyone who's placed an order from is when we open shop goes in the draw automatically, so you don't have to do anything extra. So all our VIPs who were super awesome and got their orders in early and everything, you're already in the draw to win that prize. You don't have to do anything extra. But if you're ordering over the next 5 days, then you'll go in to win that as well. So now how that works, so if you say place an order tomorrow, and you, like the day after that, I'll draw the prize, and say you don't win that prize. I hope you do, but if you didn't, on day 5 when we draw for the ultimate, you know, the big ultimate prize, you'll go in the draw to win that as well. So you don't have to do anything extra, it's just you sort of get 2 chances. So there's a couple of opportunities there. And then also on the last day, because I understand not everyone can, you know, they might not be able to get something, and that's fine. If you become a Vanyanis VIP by joining up to our mailing list, then on day 5 we're going to do a draw to win a gift voucher as well. And all you have to do to go in the draw to win that, which is a $25 gift voucher, is just be on our mailing list. Become a Vanyanis VIP and you're in the draw. So if you're already on the mailing list, you don't need to do anything extra. It's just, you know, if you aren't yet, then, and you'd like to win a prize, then I encourage you to join up. Now, all this prize giveaway competition dates and everything, that's all available to view, like all the details on our website. It's the first blog post, which you can find if you scroll down on the homepage of our new website, which is at vanyanis.com. So if you want to read through any of the conditions, it's pretty simple really, but if you want to have a look, it's all viewable there as well. So good luck to everyone who enters, and I really hope that you win. I'm really excited to be sending out some of these bags as well. Oh, I have I have a couple of comments, sorry. Robert thinks my eyebrow game is strong. Yeah, I don't even do this deliberately, Robert. It's just what my face does. My friends have been giving me a lot of grief about this over the last few days since I started doing these videos. Anyway, I'm glad I'm wearing makeup because I'm like blushing underneath this, because it's just like I can't stop it. It's the eyebrow game does its own thing. Anyway, Amy wants to know, she's got a question. Okay. Oh, She says, my lace top with sleeves arrived today. It's soft but feels really durable, and I can't wait for a special event and cooler weather to wear it. I'm so happy to add it to my wardrobe because, oh, it's a very long comment. I'm so happy to add it to my wardrobe because it seems really versatile, and I normally have a lot of trouble shopping for tops that fit properly. Anyway, how did you manage to be so flattering for bigger busts and curvier figures so well compared to most other tops? Oh, that's a really good question, Amy. So in a lot of the pictures I've been sharing of the sweetheart tops, I think it would be easy to confuse the top with just looking like a t-shirt with a bit of lace or a bit of mesh at the top neckline. But that's not the case at all. The patterns are actually quite complex, really, for a stretch garment. And one of the things we did differently is we spent a lot of time developing the pattern. So in industry, like in lots of big companies and chain stores and things, it's pretty typical for a company to only twirl or do a practice garment once. So they'll have a fit model in, they'll do the pattern, they'll get a sample sewn, they'll try it on the fit model, and then the fit model goes away, and then they just put the garment into production. But what I did, because I'm an absolute perfectionist and I'm a bit obsessed with getting a really good fit, is I did that but 5 times. So that was 5 fittings with a fit model, every time refining the pattern further, and then after I was happy with the pattern on the fit model, then grading it out to the different sizes. So it took quite a long time to develop the fit, but I'm really proud of the end result. So with the pattern as well, hang on, I don't have anyone helping me with camera today, so it's a bit harder without an assistant. If you see the lace or this pattern here, if you know anything about patterns, what I've actually done here on the paper pattern is there's actually a dart hidden in here just on the paper. It's not like sewn into the garment or anything, but what that allows to happen is that over the bust area, this area is actually able to be bigger to account for a bigger bust without it all being loose up the top. And I was really particular about making sure that the side seam that goes down the side actually stays at the side and doesn't pull forward, which happens a lot if you've got a bigger than average bust. If you're wearing a stretched top or a t-shirt or something like that, the fabric will, it'll stretch to fit, but the armhole will sort of stretch forward and maybe show the side of your bra, or the side seam will just sort of go really far to the front and it nearly ends up covering part of your bust or something like that. I don't know if you've seen or experienced that, but I know I have, and I hate it. It's my pet peeve. So even though this is a stretch garment, and the bamboo jersey allows for heaps of fit flexibility, whether you've got a smaller bust or a regular bust or a really large bust, because I've used a person for the to develop the fit with, which is actually me. I'm the size 14, by the way, and I've always been busty and I've always struggled to find a fit. We've taken away all that extra fabric up the top and then basically made the front of the garment, particularly at the bust, bigger than the back of the garment. So if you were to lie the garment flat on the table, it'll actually not lie flat because of all the extra fabric in this area. You'll notice that the front portion of the garment is actually bigger than the back, because that's something else I've always struggled with. Even if it fits all the way around, the back's always the back will be a bit loose, and then it's sort of stretched at the front but baggy at the back, which is really annoying. At least in my opinion. I don't know if you've struggled with that as well, Amy, but it's super frustrating. So that's part of the steps that I've taken to ensure that it's a really good fit on the bust. So instead of just doing one sample and then putting it into production, I've done 5 and refined the fit along the way each time. It helps that I'm a corset maker, I think, because making corsetry is a really, really specialized skill set, and you have to be really good at fitting. Nothing fits like a corset does. You could put a dress on and it fits okay, but if you put a corset on and it doesn't fit, it's really easy to notice that it doesn't fit. You've really got to be good at understanding bodies and how they react to clothing, or how do they react to compression in a garment and things. And even though this is totally different garment type than a corset. I think I've taken, I guess I can't help it, but I've taken that attitude to always like striving to get the perfect fit, like the ultimate fit, and applied that to the collection as well. And I've done the same for the dress. So the pencil dresses are based off the same pattern, but then I've adapted it for a different fabric because the ponte is still stretchy, but it's not quite as stretchy as the jersey. So what we did was we put some darts under the bust in the dress so that it actually fits underneath the bust rather than just sort of fitting to about here and then just falling down and sort of ignoring, you know, that you have a waist underneath the bust, which is another pet peeve of mine. Basically, I created the clothes that I wish I could just go out into a shop and buy for myself, which I've wanted my whole life and never been able to find. So I hope it helps some of you out there as well. I am definitely... Oh, and that actually brings me to my next thing I wanted to discuss. So this range that I've done, that was sort of, I guess, the inspiration for it, to create tops that fit bustier women. They still fit women with smaller busts. I've like tried this on some clients and some friends and family and ladies who have smaller busts than me, and these bamboo tops still look really great. I tried the pencil dress on as well on another lady who wasn't quite as busty, and it still fitted and it still looked amazing. So I think I might have somehow, well, not somehow, through loads and loads of work, months and months of hard work, developed a really good pattern. So I'm really proud of it, and I hope you love them as well. Yeah, anyway, but what I want to do for future collections as well is create garments and patterns to fit different shaped bodies as well. So I'm not always going to be doing like only I guess using one body type as a fit model. In the future, I'd like to find a different body type and create a different garment to fit another sort of not the average sort of garment that you always find in, you know, in high street shops and department stores and things like that. I'd like to try and cater to as many different body types as I can moving forward, and also expand the size range up as well as down. At the moment we're doing sizes 8 to 18 in Australian sizing, but had a few requests already. Oh, could you do the skirt up into a 22, or could you do the top in a size 20? And absolutely, I'd love to. So when we reorder, or if you'd like one of the, like a bigger size than what we have on the size chart, then shoot me an email, because that will really help me determine how many to order in when we you know, do our next collection or get any more stock in, because we've already started running really low in stock in quite a few of the tops because our VIPs just went totally mad for everything. So I'm already in talks with our factory to do a rerun of some of the garments. So hopefully that can happen soon. And if it does, if your size, we're not yet making your size and you'd like us to do it, then let me know, because if I don't know that you want it, then I can't help. But if you tell me what you need, then I can do my best to help. Yeah. Anyway, I'm just going to check if I've got any other questions. Erica and Robert and Tristan. Oh my gosh. Everyone's commenting on my eyebrows. I can't help it. Oh, thanks for your comment about my corsets, Rob. That's really nice. Erica, I would love to help you with your thighs of doom. We will have to discuss this next time you come over. Emily's got a good question. Well, she asked how much time did it take to design the top, but I think I answered that with my extended answer to Amy's question, so I won't repeat that. But she asked, how does this process of making ready-to-wear slow fashion compare to custom garments, for example, wedding dresses and corsets? It's totally different, but also quite similar. So like the development phase of, I guess, designing and getting the fit right and everything like that is pretty much the same, except instead of consulting with a client, I'm, I guess, designing from my own, I'm designing it myself. I'm not in consultation with a client. But then from then, like when I'm developing the pattern and fitting the garments, that's pretty much the same. I take just as much care with it as I would for a bridal client or a bespoke customer. But then from there, it's a bit different, because normally what I do with a wedding dress is, once I've perfected the fit, which normally takes place over maybe 3 to 5 fittings. I'm pretty particular about making sure that wedding dresses are exactly perfectly fitted so that my brides feel like incredible on their day, because if something fits you and it shows you to the best light in the best possible way, and you feel amazing when you look in the mirror, then like you just glow. Like, people don't notice the dress, they notice like your happiness, which is what I love to do. And I do the same thing with custom corsets and other garments as well, but take extra care for wedding gowns, because even though I'm designing them, I don't think it's actually about me. It's about the bride and about her day and about how amazing she is, and how, anyway, I could go on about this forever, but it's more about the bride for me than my own design. Rather, it's about making the bride feel and look amazing. But anyway, so I've gone off on a tangent. So then after, I guess, getting the fit perfect for the bride, I'd then go and I'd make the garment, and that can take, depending on the design, like anywhere from 80 to 200 hours sewing, just sitting there sewing. That doesn't even include the development and fitting stage, that's just sewing. And partway through there we do a final fitting as well, and then at the end I deliver the dress, or the bride comes and collects it, and then it's her special day and she gets to keep it forever, and it's like an heirloom piece that she can pass down onto whoever, onto future family or something like that. Where it deviates, ready to, after we've perfected the fit, we then have to grade the pattern into different sizes. So instead of just diving right in and starting to make some garments, we've got to get our sizing chart and then grade it into all the different sizes, which takes quite a while. And then from there, we have to make sure that we've got a copy here, and then we have to create a copy for our factory. And then we also have to create a backup copy, just in case like the worst happened and the studio burnt down or something like that. And even though, like, once the grading's done, creating copies of the patterns and things isn't hard, but it takes ages. And you've got to make sure that when you're making a copy, you're not changing it in any way, because if you change it a little bit, then it's not the pattern that you spent forever developing. It's like a different version of it. So after that, then it has to get made. But sort of while that's all happening, I've got to be sourcing fabrics, testing them out, making sure that they are durable. Often when I'm working with bridal clients, most brides seem to want similar fabrics, like the sort of fabric that I work with quite frequently, that I know is, really good quality and, won't split at the seams or anything like that, like silks and really high quality satins and, sometimes even brocades and whatever they want really. But often my bespoke clients all want quite similar luxurious fabrics, which I'm really familiar with. But ready to wear is a whole different thing, because if I decided I wanted to do, I don't know, I'm trying to think of something ridiculous, a stretch silk satin top like what I'm wearing now, but in silk satin, like that would be hideously expensive for the end customer, because like silk's not cheap. So when, I guess, sourcing fabrics for the collection, I'm taking into account like the quality of the fabric, how easy it is to launder, or how durable it is. So with like the tops, when we were doing the fitting stages, we were making like a complete top, and we were making each one in a different jersey, and then basically I was trying to destroy it in between each fitting. So I chuck it in the wash on like a hot setting that you're not supposed to, by the way. Don't do that if you've bought a top. Don't wash it hot. But and I'd sit there rubbing the fabric with you know, like against itself, trying to make it pill and get all those little balls and things like that. So we went through heaps of different jerseys before I settled on the one that I did. I mean, jersey as a fabric will pill eventually. That's just the nature of this fabric. But the one I picked pilled like only after a lot and a lot and a lot of wear and a lot of attempts to sort of, I guess, wear it out or ruin it. So it was about finding the best quality fabrics that I could, so that if people, well, whoever buys the garment, you know, you don't wear it for a couple of times in a week and then you wash it and then it's ruined. Like, I hate clothes like that. I think clothes should be made like to the best of your ability, with the intention to wear them like again and again over years, not months or even weeks. Like, fast fashion is just like every week there's a new collection in a store, and it's all sewn so fast and like with long stitches, and like the fabrics are really thin or cheap and they just fall apart really quickly. And some of the designs are gorgeous. Like, the designs are great, there's nothing wrong with the designs, but they're just not made to last. It's, I guess, very consumerism. Like, you know, it's like, buy this now and then next week there's going to be something else to buy, and you know, you have to buy the next thing because we're saying it's in fashion, and the top you bought last week's fallen apart. Like, I hate that. I'd rather pick something that I love and that looks good on me, and then just wear it again and again, and then mix it with other stuff to create different outfits. It doesn't have to be an entirely new garment to have a new outfit. Just change your accessories, or do your makeup differently, or put your hair up in a different way. Like, you can create different looks without having to have a wardrobe full of hundreds of clothes, or, you know. And so yeah, picking really good fabrics and sourcing, you know, good quality fabrics, and finding a factory who could sew to the standard that I wanted was really important. It was so hard as well. Like, spent so much time. Like, I'm a perfectionist, so I'm constantly like, immediately if I look at something, I just see how it could be better. Like, that's the first thing I notice. So it's been really hard, and a lesson in learning to let go a little bit in terms of getting other people to make the garments, because I normally make everything myself. But I went through a couple of factories in Melbourne before I settled on the factory that I found in Bangkok. I got them to sew some samples for me, because I really wanted to keep everything made in Australia if I could. It wasn't about the price. Like, I'd rather pay whatever is required for locally made quality clothing. It's never been about the price to me. It's always about the quality of the garment and the stitching and attention to detail and stuff. But I couldn't find any local factories that could do what I wanted to this, like the level of like the quality that I wanted. And like, I guess I'm just super lucky to have found such an amazing place in Bangkok, because they're really experienced with this sort of stuff, and really open to feedback. And their work was good already. Like, they sewed me a sample and I'm like, this is, I had like one tiny little bit of feedback, and they were like, yeah, we can do that differently how you want, that's fine. And then they did it and it was perfect. Like, it was a dream come true, really. So I guess how it's different is that, well, another way it's different is that I'm not making everything, but I'm still overseeing everything. Like, I go over to the factory and I set them up and I make sure that they're meeting all my quality specs, and that they're doing things exactly how I want them, and that the stitch length, like, so the amount of stitches per inch or whatever is what I want. I don't know if you've got, if in your wardrobe at home you've got any t-shirts or any sort of tops that you've bought from like a fast, you know, chain store of clothing and stuff, which is fine. I'm not trying to shame you or anything. Like, I've got stuff in my wardrobe that I've bought on a whim because I just loved it and I really wanted to buy the, like, I like the design. I just wear them not very frequently because I want them to last as long as possible rather than wearing them a lot. But if you look at the stitching, you'll notice the length of the stitches often on cheaper clothing will be longer, so there'll be less stitches per inch. And what that does is basically the seams aren't as strong. It's quicker to sew, so it's cheaper for the company to produce because it goes through the machine quicker. But the fact, like, the garment is weaker, the seams are weaker. And if you use like budget thread or really cheap thread, bargain thread or whatever, then that weakens the seam even further. So if you've got tops that have like, you know, they've got a little, might have a little string of thread poking through the seam or something, and you give it a tug thinking, oh, I'll just pull that off, and then suddenly like the whole seam's unraveled and like your top's ruined if you don't know how to fix it, then like it's the worst. So I've been really pedantic about how many stitches per inch they have to sew, and I like my stitches quite small because they're stronger, which means you can wear the top for longer, or you can wear the skirt for longer, or the dress for longer. It just, you know, and I've been fussy with the fabric, the cottons, like the threads that we've been using. I've made sure aren't bargain bin threads, like they're really good quality threads. I think it's really important to, I guess, invest the extra few minutes it takes to put a garment together, because when you're getting something made in a factory, in a production run of clothing, you know, like someone might be doing a couple of seams, and then someone else might be putting in the zips, and then someone else does the waistband if it's like a skirt or something. So they get really fast at doing those steps individually. So like to speed up that process, basically the only way you can speed it up is by having your machines really fast, having longer stitch lengths, having, you know, like really talented team of people doing the sewing as well, and who've been, you know, really experienced. So when I was over setting up the factory, telling them all those little details that I wanted, I told them, these are my words, I was like, if it can be better by taking an extra 5 minutes or 10 minutes per garment, then that's what I want you to do. I don't care if it costs more. I just want it to be like the best it can be. And if you're finding something's taking longer than you quoted me for, and you want to rush to make it, you know, to meet, you know, the costing that you've done, I said, then just tell me and take the extra time and charge me more for that extra time, because the quality is more important to me than anything else. The whole point of getting these garments made in a factory instead of, I guess, sewing them here, is that there's no way I could sew this collection myself at any semblance of like an affordable price, because I'm a perfectionist. I labor over every seam and I check everything, and you know, I'm one person, so I can't have like a production run like you can in a factory. So in order to, I guess, be able to offer quality clothing to more people in a way, excuse me, sorry, I got a dry throat, just give me 1 sec. I'll be back in a second. Sorry, I'm back. I'm talking too much. I'm getting a dry throat. What I was saying was, in order to be able to offer or create more quality clothing and produce the clothing that I wish I saw in like more shops out there, I had to get a factory to do it, because, you know, making one of these tops took me like half a day, but the factory can make, I don't even know how many they can make in a day, but they can make more than that. So it's a lot more cost effective as well, because they've got that production line going and everything like that, which means that I can, you know, more people can afford better quality clothing. Because if I was doing it, the prices would be like, I don't know, 5 or 6 times what they are now, because of the labor cost, because I'm not as fast. Like, I really enjoy taking my time and, I guess, laboring over every seam, but with love, like, just, you know, I guess relishing in like the joy of sewing every seam and getting each stitch perfect and things like that. That's what I really like, which is why I'm still doing bridal wear and custom corsets and bespoke clothing, because that's what, like, I love to do. Just sewing lots of seams, same over and over again, is not something that I'm passionate about, but I'm passionate about quality. So it's good to, I guess, be able to delegate some of that to other sewers and be able to put more clothes out there like that. but yeah, I'll continue to go over to Bangkok and set them up for future collections, and make sure everything continues to be sewn to my standards. I've been going through, as I've been packing all the orders for the VIPs this week, I've been checking like all the specs, you know, making sure the shoulder seams measure the right amount, you know, like the distance that they're meant to, as a, you know, like based off the pattern, the waists match up, the length of the garment's right, all those things. Been checking every garment so far. I've been checking because it's important that, you know, it's right for you all. Anyway, I think I'm just rambling on, late night ramblings. I think I've got some more questions. Robert wants to see the studio. Yeah, sure, I'll show you the studio. So I'm just going to open up. I've got a selfie stick, which is a little bit embarrassing, but you know, it's helpful for this sort of stuff. So this is my little computer admin corner. So that's where I sit and work on the website. And then in the corner over here, I've got some mannequins. I've got my little notice board. I've got some of my lovely corset making friends and clients have been sending me Christmas cards. So thank you so much, but I've got them up on the wall at the moment because I love them. Over here, I've got one of my cabinets, which is full of really lovely fabric. I'm about to put some curtains on the inside to sort of keep the light out. I've been sort of changing things around in the studio a little bit. But anyway, back to the tour. I've got my sewing desk, my sewing machine and sewing desk, which is currently covered with stuff for packing orders. Behind me, I've got another little cabinet, which is full of, let's see, it's full of like random haberdashery. Everything has its place in my studio. Very organised. Threads, heaps and heaps of threads. There's all these love hearts. You guys love this stuff, hey? Then over here I've got another cabinet, which looks a little messy at the moment, but they're actually client orders in progress. So each shelf I've got a different client's order on, or sometimes 2 orders per shelf, but that's how I keep everything organised. Over in the corner, I've got another cupboard for fabric, which is full of like French laces and gorgeous like fancy things, which I just love. I've got I've just ordered a garment steamer to be able to steam all the garments before I send them out. But until that arrives, I've been using my really swanky industrial iron, which is hooked up to like a boiler, so this can do 4 hours of continuous steam. So I've got a random little steaming station set up, and I've just been using like the steam from the iron instead of a garment steamer, which works amazingly because this iron is really, really good. But the problem with the iron is that it weighs like, I don't know, 3 kilos or something, so my arms are killing me from ironing all these garments. I'm not strong enough to be doing that, like for all the orders that have been coming in. What else have I got? Below this table, I've got all these drawers with all my corset making supplies. So I've got my steel boning, everything's organised by size and everything. So I've got all the little tools I need for the, you know, for making a corset. Over here, I've got a new big shelf behind me. You can see all the brown boxes, so that's currently where all the garments are stored. But I've actually ordered some packing boxes for them, so in the next, I think, week and a half they should arrive. So that's basically like open fronted boxes that I can put labels on, and then I can divide every garment by size and type, and they all have their own little boxes, so it'll make it a lot quicker to take the garments down off the shelf, because at the moment I have to open a box one at a time, find the size, put the box back on the shelf. So I'm really looking forward to those coming. It's going to make it easier. Over here behind me, I've got gorgeous sewing cabinet, and in there I've got some little sewing supplies and things for my students who come and learn corset making and other sewing with me. So I've got some of my favourite threads and some of my favourite tools. So if anyone needs anything during class, or they try a new tool that I have that they're trying in class and they want one for themselves, then I have that there as well. And then what else? I've got a garment rack, which I really wish I had space to put somewhere else because it sort of ruins the look of the bookshelf. But this is just where I hang sort of work in progress or patterns or anything really that can hang that doesn't fit anywhere else. And then behind there you can see all these boxes. These are all my haberdashery boxes, so everything's got its own box. They're actually, if you sew or you have a lot of small stuff, they're just packing boxes for shipping, and they're like 7 centimeters high, which is really good for haberdashery because everything's really often quite small. And if you put them in like big plastic tubs or something, you've got to like dig through all the stuff to try and find what you're looking for. So if you have like a thin, shallow box, it's really easy to find what you're looking for. So they're up there, and then I've got a quote from my favourite designer, Christian Dior, which says, "Without proper foundations there can be no fashion," which as a corset maker is basically everything everything to me. And then got my wall calendar for the year, and then I'm back where I started. That's my studio. It's pretty small, but I love it, and I'm, I guess, always changing things and adding new pictures to the walls and things like that. I'm just reading the comments. Really good question. Okay. Natasha wanted to know about bridal outfits being made in Bangkok and it not arriving. I actually don't get my bridal garments made in Bangkok. The only thing I get made in Bangkok is the Ebonique ready-to-wear collection. So that's the bamboo top that I'm wearing, the skirts, the dresses, and I'm doing a small run of off-the-rack corsets as well, which will be released later in the year. But the bridal wear is made by me. I don't delegate that out to anyone else. That's all handmade by myself and my assistant here in my studio right here. So it's never been a problem because it's not something that I do, and that's not something I don't ever intend on doing either. I believe bridal wear is such a personal thing, and it should really be a reflection of the bride and of who she is, like, rather than just producing a whole rack of the same wedding gowns. I really believe in designing for the bride and who she is and what colours she likes, and what shapes she likes, and really customizing it to her figure and her own like style, I guess. Still with my own aesthetic, but that's all made by me here. So I guess on the new website I'm going to be, I have been really clear about when something is made in Bangkok or if it's made here by myself, and that'll be on every product page that I put in the shop. So if you're not sure if it's made by me or if it's made in the factory, if you click on the product pages, there's like a little tabs down the bottom below the picture. You click on more info, it'll say whether that's made, like where it's made, and I won't ever try and mislead anyone as to where it's being made, because like they're two totally different services. So the ready-to-wear is meant to be sort of accessible for anyone really, or anyone who the garments will fit, and then if you require something a little bit more bespoke and customized to your own needs, then you can contact me and I can make something just for you, whether that's like just a simple underbust, maybe just made to your figure because you can't find anything else that fits, or you've got really, I guess, unique measurements. I mean, most bodies are totally different to other bodies, but you really need something custom, then I'll make that myself. And then for really special events like weddings, and even just for the sake of having a beautiful gown made so that you've got something gorgeous that you can wear out to fancy events and things, or just because you want one, like I'm still offering a custom like couture service for wedding gowns and corsets and other garments like tailored coats and things like that, and that will all remain like made by me. That's not changing. I love making clothes too much to give that up. Yeah, so I hope that answers your question, Natasha. I'm just seeing if I've got any other questions. You're welcome, Robert. Yeah, Emily said she wasn't sure if she'd find the destructive process fun when I was testing all the fabrics, like with washing them and stuff. It was sort of fun, but sort of painful, because it was something that I'd made, even though it was just a sample, and like trying to destroy it was quite like a little bit soul crushing, but the end result's been worth it, because if I hadn't done all of that, then the garments wouldn't have turned out as well as they have, and I might have picked like the wrong fabric and thought, oh, it looks okay now, it'll be fine, and then made hundreds of garments or whatever, and then, you know, it doesn't work out for anyone. So I'm glad I did, but I guess the first time I was like, oh, this is the only top like this that exists in the world at the moment, and I'm about to, like, you know, wreck the fabric deliberately. Like, it sort of went against the grain. You're right. You're welcome, Natasha. Erica wants to know, are you thinking about making anything lightweight for hot weather like we are having now? You're dying. Yeah, I'm dying too. It's summer in Australia here right now, if any of you are tuning in from over the other side of the world, and we've had like a week of it being about 30 degrees here in Melbourne, and up in, you know, up further up the coast it's been hotter as well. I think they had like a 41 degrees Celsius day in Perth the other day. Like, that's insane. Anyway, yes, I am definitely going to be making some lighter weight stuff. Probably not in time for this summer, but maybe next summer, absolutely. I've got some really nice, actually, I've already started doing the samples for the second collection, and I've got this gorgeous wrap dress in process, or in progress of, like, we're at the still at the fitting the first core size, and then we'll have to grade the pattern after. But I've got a dress made of the bamboo jersey that wraps across, and it's got these really gorgeous little, like, sort of almost like capelet little flutter sleeves. So it's really cool. Like, it's not, you know, it's I guess cool under your arm, like it's not all enclosed sleeves and things like that. And it's got like a swishy skirt, and I'm going to put pockets in it, even though the pockets probably aren't as practical in a stretch bamboo. Like, it's a full skirt, there's enough room for pockets. Pockets are going in, always pockets if I can. So yes, there's something already in the pipeline which will be around for next summer, I think, and maybe some longer sleeve versions for winter if everything goes okay. But I mean, a lot of the things with ready to wear is out of my control. Like, once I've got the patterns done and I've paid and ordered for the fabric, I've got to wait for the fabric to show up, and it's really hard being patient sometimes if there's delays. So, you know, like, there's nothing you can do, but it's coming, and I've got plans to do loads of stuff, and, you know, like for all weather, like for winter clothes and summer clothes. And the intent is to make it like each new garment that I put out, you could wear it with something else from previous collections. It's not going to be like you bought something from the first collection, I'm making the second collection, and none of it styles together. Like, the idea is to keep building up garments that style well with other collections, and with other garments as well that you already have. So they're meant to be versatile, you know, for like really fabulous flashy show pieces and special events. Like, they're meant to be like one-off, like not available anywhere else. The ready-to-wear stuff's meant to be versatile and meant to be able to mix it in with your wardrobe. But yes, oh, I'm just sorry, I'm reading the comments. Oh, thanks so much. I'm doing a giveaway. Is it Guy? I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing your name right. But if you join my mailing list, over the next in 5 days time, I'll draw a winner, and there's a chance to win a gift voucher, which might help out with your dream of ever having one of my gowns. But thank you so much for your kind comment. That's really lovely. Yes. Oh, Emily suggested a maxi dress with a lighter version for Australia summer and things. Yes, that's a good idea too. I've got so many ideas. I've been dreaming of doing ready to wear for like years now. So I've got a whole wardrobe of garments just waiting to be created. It's just a matter of getting to them when I can, and I guess time. I think that's it for questions. I haven't had a question in a little while, so maybe what I'll do is I'll just quickly recap the competition details, and then wrap up for the night, because it is midnight here in Australia and I still have some work to do after this. So thank you so much for everyone who has been participating in my Facebook Live, for all your cheeky comments about my crazy eyebrows. So with the competition, sorry, I'm just checking all the details. If you head to vanyanis.com, you will find on the first blog entry, we'll have all the details about the competition. So over the next 5 days, we'll be releasing, or we'll be drawing a winner, one winner every day for the next 5 days. So the first 4 prizes are the Vanyanis luxury tote bags, which are behind me, which are these gorgeous satin, black satin bags with gold embroidery. And unlike just regular totes, I've actually lined them because, sorry, I'm doing this one-handed. They've got a floating lining in black satin as well. See? So, because the inside of embroidery can look quite messy, and also I think a garment or a bag should look just as nice on the inside as it does on the outside. So I've put lining in my bags. So for the next 4 days, if you place an order in the new website for the Ebonique collection, then every day I'll be drawing a winner from the orders that day. So say if 5 people put in, like there's 5 different people who order tomorrow, then the day after that I'll put all those 5 names into a hat and I'll draw out a winner, and then whoever wins gets a free one of those bags popped in with their order before I send it. And I'll do the same thing for 4 days, so there's 4 bags up for grabs, and then on day 5 is like the last day to get your entry in for the big prize. But the big prize will be one of the bags, one of the mugs, and a $50 voucher to use in the website or towards a custom corset or garment or whatever you want. Anything that I do, you can use that voucher towards. So a bag, a mug, and a gift voucher. So sort of like the ultimate merch pack plus a little voucher chucked in as well, or a big voucher. I mean, that'd pay for like nearly a top or half a top, so that's cool. And then how you enter that prize is anyone who's placed an order from when I quietly opened shop to my VIPs earlier this week, up until and including the 11th of January, will go in the draw to win that grand prize. So you don't have to do anything extra if you've already placed an order. You'll automatically be in the running to win that. So I'll draw that prize on the 12th, and then also on the 12th, I'm going to be drawing a prize for a $25 gift voucher for anyone who's on our VIP mailing list. So if you're subscribed to any of our newsletters, because I have different levels depending on what level of, I guess, service you've had from me, whether you've been a bride or you've just subscribed because you like our stuff, you'll go in the draw to win. So you don't have to fill in a form or do anything extra. You just have to be a VIP on my mailing list, and then I'll draw that prize on the 12th of January as well. So that is all I had to say. So if you want to read over any of those really simple T's and C's, they're on the blog over on the new website, which is vanyanis.com. And that's it from me. So thank you so much for watching and participating in this Facebook Live and asking questions and being excited with me and letting me ramble on about awesomely made quality clothing, and something that I've been working towards for like 2 years now. This has been 2 years of, I guess, fitting in pattern development and sourcing things in between custom orders and running my corset making classes and everything like that. So it's a pretty big deal to finally be here, but I'm really, really happy. And thank you to all my amazing VIPs who've helped test the new website and got your orders in early and everything. I really appreciate it. Anyway, if you're watching this later and you have any questions that I haven't answered in my excited ramblings, then just leave a comment below the video and I'll answer it via text. Obviously I won't be able to answer it live, but that's it. I hope good luck to everyone who enters the competitions, and thank you so much for watching, and have an awesome weekend. Bye.